Hello, my profane friends. I don't know whether this will work or not, but everyone keep going on about the Twitter, yeah, and the X, right? And obviously, because I study a lot of Freemasonry, I know what the X represents, yeah, and that represents the Rune DAGAZ, yeah, and I'm going to show you that in here. But obviously, like I said, symbolism goes deep, okay? So, for instance, you can straight away you can see the square and the compass, yeah. Okay, boom, boom. I don't know if you can see my hands or not, or what I'm doing, but you can see the screen. Obviously, this is square and compass. What you're looking at here now, yeah, and that's as simple as that. But this is on about the two tongues, yeah. You can search this up anyway. Just put in the Rune DAGAZ with Freemasonry Rune DAGAZ, yeah, and that'll come up. But a few of the pieces I wanted to just show you in here, yeah. Again, they incorporate everything into Freemasonry, yeah. Okay. And the Rune DAGAZ, and then you've got Dagash, yeah, blah blah blah, and that's the knife of the tongue, yeah, where they talk in forked tongues, yeah, right, or with the dagger, yeah. But you can see this and search this up yourself. But the interesting piece I keep trying to show people over and over and over again, yeah, and obviously I'm only just using this screen recorder. That's the first time I've ever used it, yeah. And if you look at CapCut, yeah, which is a little app, they have the same DAGAZ rune, yeah, but on the DAGAZ rune they've got two columns to the left and to the right, yeah. You'll have to research it or put it up. Actually, I'll find it and I'll put it up myself. But and it again, here it is, like the two icons, yeah, what you're seeing here, put two together and then you end up with the DAGAZ, yeah. So when you've got multiples of ruins, yeah, regardless of what it is, symbols, whatever you want, each one can be a letter or a word or a sentence, yeah, and that's what it's about, yeah. Again, this is going on about. Remember, we've got white lodges, blue lodges, and red lodges. I think that shows you in this, so I don't know. If not, I'll be showing you it later in another thing. You can read this at your leisure anyway. You just got to pause it. Do you know what I mean? But I'll just go down to the piece. I'll leave a link to this website anyway. But I just wanted to point out, and here we go. Look, and this is it, right? Look. If you take both the triangles, now if you see it, look, you've got the hourglass on the left, the hourglass on the right, which I show you. Yeah, and you put two hourglass together, but obviously you've got the 6 points here, six sides, six pyramids. Do you see what I mean? So again, that's incorporating, and if you know my videos and what this sign means, yeah, here, then you know what I'm on about. It's 232, blah blah blah, and there's symbolism of Freemasonry all over it. Okay, right, now let me go down a bit. Again, look, mother and son improves lecture. We were told that this triangle is Isis, Osiris, and Horus, yeah, which you'll see on most of the grave sites, yeah. I always make it up as something else. What do I call it again? I can't remember now. Osiris, Horus, and friggin' whatever. But that's again Freemason and Masonic, yeah, okay. And then it goes on and on again, right? And here we come to the piece that I keep trying to explain to people, right? These two triangles are precisely what we see in the representation of the pharaoh as we observe two Dagaz runes, yeah? Two Dagaz runes are formed in the image of the pharaoh, yeah? Because we're talking about Romans and Egyptians, yeah? That's what we're fighting today, and for that you need to go look at oh, baby, come on, Sean Harros, yeah, his videos. But that's another story, right? So anyway, one Dagaz is formed by the two arms crossed over his chest, which is the Dagaz, yeah, which is obviously you can see the cross, okay. And also I'll show you. Oh, I didn't get. I have got, and again I'll put it in the post. Yeah, where it's in the Freemasonry book. I've got that here. What I'm just about to post on, actually, believe it or not. So, and I'll just take a quick picture now on my book, and I'll show you it. But anyway, the pharaoh one dagger is formed by two arms crossed across the chest by the scepter and the whip. Yeah, the whip is the one on the in his right hand, and the scepter is in his left hand, yeah, depending on what way this is looking or going to play. So really I shouldn't have just said anything. The hook thing, yeah, whatever that is, you know what I mean. But anyway, let's get on with it, right? So again, look, scepter and the whip, which point precisely to the throat of the pharaoh. The throat is related to the Seferian Dath, which in Hebrew means knowledge. Yeah, knowledge in Freemasonry is Dom Wiz. Yeah, that's why I always say Dom Wiz, because they always half or invert words and letters. Yeah, so Dom Wiz is wisdom. Yeah, they just halved it and then mixed them up. Wisdom, Dom Wiz, which is knowledge. Okay, it is also very significant that the word Dath in Hebrew begins with D, Dalath, which in ancient times as a symbol was represented by the triangle, yeah, which is obviously the pyramid. And then I ain't going to read it all because you can read it yourself. Do you know what I mean? Again, look, and this is where it combines, you know, where I say things have got a deeper meaning than we know. Because like I said, just because you see a symbol, that could be one letter or one word. Do you know what I mean? Or a whole sentence, depending on your level or plane in Freemasonry. Do you know what I mean? And this is the thing about it. If you don't know and you don't learn it, you ain't got a clue. Do you see what I mean? And I don't know how to show you on this screen. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I hope I'm recording it anyway. That's the main thing. You know what I mean? So anyway, keep going down. Right, wait there. Right, the word, the language. Let me just keep going forward. Went there. Boom, boom, boom. See, in the Kabbalah, look, you see, again, more to do with Freemasonry than anything bloody else. Right, wait. Yeah, here it is. Look, I want to just get this one. We find that Dagaz, which Pharaoh shows us with the crossed arms, in other words, be thou, O Hadit, my secret Gnostic mysteries of my being, by becoming first the central point of my connection, which is Yesod, second by becoming my heart itself, which is Tippereth, and third by blooming on my fertile lips made world, which is Darth. This is the mystery of the Dagaz in the three brains. Yeah, and remember that I did the three world globe. Everything's three. Yeah, so regardless of three brains. Okay, now this is where it gets into the Freemasons. Yeah, and where they enter the temples. Yeah, to get the passwords that go, you know, to enter the Jachin and Boaz. Okay, I think this was the bit anyway. The crossed arms and death. Okay, so anyway, so they have to salute these guardians. Yeah, I'm just going to go slow because you can read that yourself anyway. I'm just doing the spiel. Yeah, so we have two salute. So we have to salute two guards, one on the right and one on the left. Yeah, as if saying two letters Dalath or two runes Dawn. Yeah, which together form the rune Dagaz. Okay. So you're going to do it, but humbly prostrate, we say Jachin and Boaz, which we know is the columns, yeah? We pronounce Yachin by bending to the right, and Boaz by bending to the left, okay? We do this in order to enter into the temple, the Masonic temple. Then the guardians will allow us to pass because the guardians are also forming the Dagaz with their crossed swords, which are the symbols of their tongue in front of any of that approaches, which are the tilers to the lodge. Yeah, the swords crossed in front of an X are blocking the steps of the one who approaches the temple. So then we must salute them, performing the rune Dagaz on our chest. Yeah, so you perform the rune Dagaz, arms crossed on chest. Yeah, while saying Jachin and Boaz. And remember, Boaz starts with an A. These words are written in the Bible, Boaz Jachin, and the setup of the pillars in the porch of the temple, and he set up the right pillar, and they called the name thereof Jachin, and he set up the left pillar, and he called the name thereof Boaz, and that's in Kings 1:7.2 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Power. But this is Jachin and Boaz here. Jachin and Boaz, you can see here on my screen. I'm hoping you can. Obviously, it's written there anyway, so you can read that. So these two words are the secret words needed in order to enter into the temple of the White Lodge. See? Remember, blue lodge, red lodge, white lodge. Red, white and blue, colours of Australia, colours of England, colours of USA. Do you see what I mean? Because they're the main, you know, hubs of the world, if you get what I mean. Yeah, what the Freemasons rule. Yeah, anyway, again, this is the Alpha and Omega. The rune Dagaz relates to the beginning and the ending of a cycle. which is Omega and Alpha, yeah, Alpha and Omega. The cycle begins with the crossed arms, which symbolizes the will of God, okay, and that we are performing the will of God. And these people, when they do all this crap to us, they actually believe they're doing the will of God, and the will of God is them. They believe they are the gods, yeah, like the Egyptians and the pharaohs, yeah. They actually believe they're living gods amongst us and have to tell us what to do. So anyway, and you go into, I'm not going to go into that. I don't need to. You can read that yourself on the link. I just wanted to just get a little bit more into it, and there should be some more in here. Yeah, have you ever seen an Egyptian sarcophagus? The crossed arms over the chest of the defunct illustrate these affirmations. Any skull between the two crossbones or a skeleton bone usually knows a sign of danger. Yeah. That means, like the pirates ships that have the skull and the bones, yeah. That's the same thing as what's we call it? Like when you cross your arms, yeah, your head represents that skull, yeah, as in death. So it's skull and bones, yeah. So again, you're getting the reference to a Masonic order of the skull and bones. Do you see what I mean? So the skull and bones would be allowed to enter that temple. Do you see what I mean? And if the Demole have that sign, and I'll show you, I've got the book, I can't even show you because obviously I'm thinking, but later on I'll show you the book of Demole, yeah, and it's the ritual and secret work of the Order of the Demole, yeah, by the Supreme Council of the Demoles, yeah, and I'll show you, all right? You know what I mean? And I'll show you that. I can't show you on this screen, but that will be in my next video tonight. But the skull, and when you put your arms across your chest, yeah, your head represents the skull and your arms are the bones, so it's skull and bones. That's why all pirates, yeah, back in the day when they were pillaging and thingying, were all obviously criminals, yeah, but they were all working for the crown. Do you see what I mean? Like they do today within our towns and cities. They're still about the pirates. Do you know what I mean? It depends on how you call, what do you call a pirate? You've got a group of 12 men, right? 12 men on horseback, knights, right? Knights Templar, gonna protect the road, okay? They're all Knights Templars, they are Bum Wiggy, safe passage. They befriend the pilgrims trust them, yeah? Little knowing that the sheep are in wolves' clothing, the wolves are in their sheep's clothing. So the Knights Templar gain the confidence of them. They go, yes, okay, cool. Find out where the jewels are. They go, you'll be fine from here, my brethren, off you go. Yeah, they ride off, they change out of their Knights Templar costumes, yeah, and then they put their highwayman gear on, and then they kill everyone because they've already sussed out who to kill first, how they sleep, and how they guard their camp. Do you see what I mean? So it's nothing to take over, to destroy that camp and take all the wealth from them people. In fact, as they're obviously casing them and speaking to them, they're finding out if they're wealthy enough to even be bothered to robbing them. Do you see what I mean? Is it worth robbing them? Have they got any wealth? Do you see what I mean? And this is what their Knights Templar were all about. That's why they've got all the fucking money. That's why all the pirates, yeah, that were robbing all the gold and all the jewels, they were giving it to the crown. Do you see what I mean? And they had free leeway like they do now. They give half their drug money to the people, to build our bridges. Lost Lake now going over the fucking, over the bloody bridge, like, what I mean? That built London, all the drug money built London. Do you know what I mean? All of that sea, all that riverfront, you know what I mean? I ain't got to get into that, but you know exactly what I'm on about. And this is the same thing. But anyway, the skull and bones, noon is a sign of danger, is the form will be the Father on earth as it is in heaven, to die in the Lord, yeah? And remember, these people think they're working for the Lord, do you know what I mean? And God, but their God is Lucifer, do you know what I mean? When the great Kaaba, Jesus, was on the Mount of Olives, he prayed as follows, and then obviously you can read that, okay? The Rune DAGAZ is the union of the human will within the divine will. This is what we have to understand. Then he says, and they appeared an angel unto him from heaven. Yeah. And again, this is what the Freemasons believe, not what, not what I have anything to do. Do you know what I mean? Oops, I've got someone at the bloody door now. Oh, baby. Let me just have a check. I will not answer my door. Lucky I've got I can see who's at my door. They're knocking. Hide up. Get under the sofa. Oh Christ, that's bloody typical, isn't it? The device is offline. Well, I don't even know who's at my frigging door. Do you know what I mean? How am I supposed to find out who's at the door? You know what I mean? Well, whoever's at my door, they're knocking like a savage. Right, anyway, I'll put in the link and you know exactly what I'm on about. I could spiel a bit more, but I don't need to. You lot have the Dom Wiz to know everything I tell you. Have a great day, my profane friends.